Terrell Thomas, These Urban Times. I'm sitting down with a gentleman who's been very instrumental in a lot of things that have been going on in hip hop for the past 15 years or more. He's doing big things in the Atlanta area. A gentleman that I take privilege in calling a friend, someone who has helped in ways, almost like a mentor in some ways, man, and just helped guide me in some directions. Before we even get started, man, I gotta say humbly, thank you so much for all you've done to help and assist me in the sports realm. You know, you've allowed me to do sports clips on your platform and things, and those things mean so much to me from the bottom of my heart. The one and only DJ Scream. How you feeling today, sir?
What's up, my brother? Blessed day. Everything solid?
Everything is great, man. Once again, I appreciate your time. You got a lot of great things going on, dog, and it's great to see everything coming into fruition because I know one of the big things that people have been talking about in 2020 is making sure folks get their flowers while they can see them and while they can smell them. And as I mentioned, like you are a gentleman from mixtape series, the things you've done with Hood Rich, things you've done with MMG, things you do on the radio, and even more. You're someone who has impacted so many lives on the entertainment scene. And I just personally felt like for a long time you weren't getting the recognition or the love for the things in which you have done and are doing. So it's dope to see some great things taking place with you right now. I want to start off though talking about this hot podcast that you have, man. You is a trio, of course, but the Big Facts podcast has been making a lot of waves. You guys were doing things on your own, of course, and dishing out content. Now you have a partnership, a relationship with Revolt TV. So could you talk to me about how the podcast all came about, and then let us know how things got to shaking with Revolt?
Yeah, basically, saying I known Bank for forever, man. Shouts to Jade, just on some Atlanta, just some city shit, you know what I'm saying? And I brought him in because, he does the shit show, right? I brought him into iHeart, talked to him, and did a real dope interview that a lot of people like. He don't do too many interviews. And I asked him, I was like, yo, what's up with the podcast? Because to be honest, it's rare moments like I'm still a fan, right? When I heard him interview Future, in my head, I was like, yo, this is the most amazing shit ever in the world, because I've always been a fan of rappers who, let's say like rappers who are dope, but they're not like trying too hard to be dope. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a fan of people like, you're yourself, you're your brand, you're not trying to be anyone else. So he did the interview how Bank would do it. A journalist might say, that's not how you do an interview and all that bullshit, right? But it reminded me, because I remember, if you go way back, my first interview really was an interview with Waka Flocka. And I didn't know how to structure an interview, nothing. I just, hey, hit the camera. I'm going to talk to him like we was just talking in the other room. I'm going to curse. I'm going to fuck up. I don't know what I'm doing, because all I know how to do is curse on mixtapes. So I don't even know how to structure an interview yet, per se. But it was such gold. And I asked him, yo, what's up with the podcast? He said he was going to do it. He was like, shit, you structure it, say when, and we do it. I'm just Bank, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, bet. So we started going back and forth, putting some ideas back and forth about a name or something. And, we knew what we wanted to do, something that represents truth, something that represents real, something that represents all that. A trendy term was Big Facts. So we said Big Facts. And then we did our first episode December of 19, right? And I kind of expected that it was gonna, do something, but I didn't know it was gonna do that quick, right? So it's just been dope from there, man. I think the biggest thing is that it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? It takes me out of a political media realm, media realm of having to follow this guideline and follow this. And you know how radio is structured. And I'll be telling you like, yo, I'm gonna let you on. You got 30 seconds. All right, cool, let's go. Like, it allows us to really just kick back and pop our shit and just have some really important conversations. So shouts to Jade too. That's Bank's right hand. She was always there, offering different commentary and what have you. So she's a part of it from the female perspective, you know what I mean? And man, this has been dope, man. It's been a dope ride thus far. And I tell people, like, I don't even know if the ride's really even begun. Like, we really literally Bank put up a post saying, he's like, all right now, guys, there's too many blessings. I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared, man. But I think it's just a testament to everybody's hard work over years that's a part of Big Facts. Like you said, you have certain perspective of me and the flowers I should be getting, but I feel the same way about Bank and Jade and even some of the other people like Kodak behind the scenes that help make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Cash Shy, like you know, I feel like this is the time. What it represents is that, you know what I'm saying? So what it represents is true. So I'm not the type of person to be like, hey, I did this and this and this and this. But a lot of people have learned about me, Bank, Jade, and so many other things just watching Big Facts Life Scream. I didn't know that about you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a loudmouth, right? So I wake up every morning and before I talk, I get to work. I pray and I get to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here trying to say, I did this and do you know this? Like, I want that to kind of manifest itself and then just happen on its own time. You know what I mean? So I say that just to say Big Facts has been a great ride. Next question you're going to ask is how did we link up with Revolt and all that shit? Literally, big shouts out to C. Jacobs, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some fans over there, Revolt fans of Big Facts. And we honestly started having some light conversation before the pandemic happened. And I think that a lot of people respected how we handled the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Because I called Bank and he was like, damn, man, I'm like, damn, my shit show, I can't do it because of the pandemic. And, you know, like, damn, man, we ain't gonna be able to do Big Facts. I said, shit me, man. My little nerdy friends just sent me some shit called Zoom. I'm gonna figure it out tonight. Shit me. We gonna do Big Facts. If nothing else, we're gonna be in this house. We gonna do Big Facts. You know what I'm saying? So I think the way we handled the pandemic, I had some like legendary interviews, Gucci, Money Man, and Wiz Khalifa and some of the others during the pandemic. I think everybody was watching that. And then when everybody got comfortable to making forward progress and forward moves, because everything was stalled for a while, given the nature of the time, you know, they put it together. And we also got that reach from Charlamagne the God. You know, when you got podcasts, you got audio and your video. So big shouts out to Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect as well, iHeart. So you get that audio experience on Monday, you get that Revolt experience on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's very dope. Shout out your team. Some of the names we threw out there. Big shout out to Kodak. He's doing a lot of things here with Big Homie's house. He's another brother that does a lot of supporting on things that we do. So it's great to see that man taking off in the realms and the space in which he is as well. Talk to me about how it's been able to still continue to flourish in the pandemic. We see how you're doing things from the angle of Big Facts and keeping content going on that realm, but you're also on radio. And, you know, you've been keeping that pumping and you've been creating different segments during the pandemic. So we've seen like in my opinion, the best of Scream has pretty much come out of the pandemic. How has all that happened? I think I had time to sit down and gather my thoughts. And to be honest, man, I think, you know, I caught the COVID shit, and albeit frustrating being down, I was down for like 3 or 4 days where the doctor was like, you really need to rest and recover. But I think that you have to create downtime, or you'll get that downtime created for you, and it helps you to get them thoughts together. And it also, albeit, and I'll be honest, like it was, I was sick, but it wasn't like the worst type of sick, right? I had to go to the hospital on no ventilator or nothing. But anytime you get sick, you get a fucking cold. It kind of puts you in the mindset of, man, I got a lot of stuff I want to do, but I need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you just never know. So some people got COVID and God bless, they're not here no more. You know what I'm saying? So the blessing in last year was the precious, timeless family time, which is the most important thing, the precious spiritual time, which is the most important thing, and everything else kind of aligned with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wow. I was just crazy. I was talking to David Banner on the phone, and we were joking because he was like, yo, bro, do you know that I took a nap yesterday? I was like, yo, my nigga, I did too. Like, yo, it's the best shit in the world. Like, in the middle of the day, I took a 20-minute nap. Like, I feel like He-Man, bro. Like, what the fuck? A nap? I didn't know what a nap was. Like, the thought of closing my eyes at 3 o'clock while the sunlight is still out, like, it's just the little things. So I think, you know, man, it's unfortunate, and I bow my head to the casualties of the pandemic thus far and the ones that still don't happen. But there were some blessings in it as well. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some brothers become businessmen. Like, some people never got the economic opportunity to go get a loan like that. You dig what I'm saying? So we had to deal with a lot of other stuff emotionally too. I got a lot more politically rooted. You know what I'm saying? When I saw the George Floyd, the Ahmaud Arbery, the Breonna Taylor,
And I was like, okay, this is something else I have to execute on. So people were like, yo, you seem to be a little more politically active. I was like, well, I have to, because I think there's a lot of misinformation about, I'm not the big politic person by far. And I'm not saying politics just solves everything, but I think that I was like, yo, it's better to attempt to try something than do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if y'all Negroes can go sit in the club line for an hour, then you can go sit in the voting line for 10 minutes or just mail this shit in. Look where it got us. So we still got work to do, and we hope for the best, but at least we know we got the Viking out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got some type of hope. You know what I mean? So that was it, man. I give the praise to God, because last year I was able to really spend some quality time with my family and myself and really kind of realign, because before then, I think we all were just spinning our wheels. Like, everybody hustling and working, but where are we going?
That's very well said. Talk to us about the Scream Foundation, because as you mentioned, as far as not even a political space, but you do a lot as far as giving back, sharing knowledge with those who need the knowledge. Talk to us about the Scream Foundation and everything that represents.
That's the thing. Like, I've always done that, like, gave back to the community, and I always had a passion of wanting to do stuff for the youth, because, I know what it's like to be over that plate of food, rice and pork and beans. I know what it's like to not have my records I need to DJ. I know what it's like to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family was one that saw ups and downs in my childhood. So for me, I think that, again, having time to separate my thoughts. At first, I was like, nah, fuck that. I think that's kind of, I don't know about actually telling people what I'm doing, right? But the powers that be said, well, when you tell people and show people what you're doing, it's going to influence other people to do the same. And it's worked. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Scream Foundation was about, is really about just finally putting a name with my actions, or our actions, I should say, me and my wife and my family and my close friends and everything, where we're always like doing stuff in the community, doing what we can when we can, right? But now with the name into it, I understand. It's kind of like you could be rapping and you just rapping. But when you get that T-shirt and they say Terrell Entertainment, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh, it's official. Like, okay. So now I'm getting a lot more help, and that's something I have to be open to too, because I think I can do it all. So now it's kind of like, okay, now I'm getting people like, yo, I'll help you. I'm like, oh, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting new to that too. Like, I don't know what that really feels like. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been dope, man. We've been doing some drop-offs to some elementary schools. Planning some more things, some youth empowerment seminars. You know what I'm saying? I might have to tap you for some knowledge, talk to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Just using my homies in the community just to show them, man. Like, a lot of us come from the same place. Sometimes even maybe worse circumstances than y'all do. I know in my coming up as a youth, like, sometimes you think you're the only one. So it's like, man, it feels like I'm the only one going through. I can't afford Jordans. I can't afford clothes. I can't do this. Feels like you're the only one, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? This is going on for years and years. So if you can offer that kid, like for me, if a kid wanted a beat machine, let's put together something. Let's try to get this kid a beat machine. You know what I'm saying? If the Water Boys is out here acting up, but some of them really want to be entrepreneurs, let's try to figure out how we can craft their entrepreneurship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have the task of doing that. We can't think that that's not our task. That's not our life. Yes, it is. It takes a village. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the Scream Foundation stands on, just youth enhancement, because the youth runs it. Real life. If your record ain't TikToking with the youth, if they ain't watching Big Facts, if they ain't like, the youth runs it. Be clear. The kids run the household.
Okay, that's
be clear.
I'm learning that with my daughter and whatnot. She schooled me all type of shit. It's like, damn, these kids really are. They on it. They are on it. They are beyond on it. What advice would you give to artists during the pandemic? What advice would you give them as far as getting their music out there? You just mentioned TikTok. We've seen streaming numbers increase and whatnot. What advice would you share for people looking to get into the music game and folks who are already in the music business and they're looking to pivot and really find out how to find success during these times?
Keep it fun. I mean, TikTok might work for you. It might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? It might be an Instagram post, man. It might be a viral moment. It might be another influencer. It might be a radio hit. It might be, you just don't know, man. It's hard to call it. Like, I came from an era where it was like, okay, strategically, we're going to flood everywhere with these mixtapes and we're going to see what we got. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to work no more. You know what I'm saying? I've seen artists come from YouTube. I've never heard of them. Oh, he's big on YouTube. I've seen artists come from SoundCloud. Never heard of them. It just came from SoundCloud. Like, when I say, where they from? SoundCloud. No. Like, what city they from? Like, I don't know. But they on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I say that just to say, I tell artists, I was like, you have to embrace this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is years and years and years and years of doing this shit. Like, you have to embrace this shit and have fun, man. The expectations, everybody, what I hate, and we say this on Big Facts all the time, the hate of social media is everybody sees the end result, the cooked meal. They don't see the ingredients. They don't see the cook-up. They don't see all that. They just see the end result. Oh, this rapper has a Richard Mille and a big car in the house and all the girls. But do you know what it took to get to that point or to get to that number one, the top 10 record? You know what I'm saying? Like, embrace the process and keep it fun. That's what I tell people. But you didn't answer my question. Should I do TikTok? You should embrace the process and keep it fun.
Well said. That's very well said. A lot of people don't know what goes on behind the scenes, as you just mentioned. But in our off time, we do a lot of talking about what's going on in the sports realm, whether that's NFL, NBA. In the NFL, we hear a lot of noise about Deshaun Watson possibly leaving Houston. Of course, he's ready to leave. He no longer wants to be there. The Texans seem like they're going to play hardball and do everything within their power to try to convince him to stay, even though we all know that boat has sailed. So if you were Deshaun Watson's GM and he has one of those NBA deals, with Deshaun Watson's agent, he has one of those NBA deals, kind of almost the first time in NFL history where he has that no trade clause, so that the Texans couldn't just trade him anywhere. They can't send him to Buffalo or something of that nature. What do you think would be a great landing spot for Deshaun?
Well, I mean, the greedy me would love for the Falcons to move on from, what we got going on and get Deshaun Watson. That's the greedy me. Probably not going to happen. The greedy you might like to see him in Philly. I know y'all got Jalen, but
see, I would love to see him in Philly or Atlanta. I would love. I'm thinking about converting and giving the Falcons a lot more love than I have, and I would love to see him in Atlanta. I would.
I think the reality though is when you dish a player, then you want to dish them as far away from you as possible. So that immediately kind of limits the AFC. Like, well, yeah, you could go to the Jets, but we got to see the Jets probably. You know what I'm saying? We definitely ain't sending them to the Colts. So that's out. You know what I mean? I mean, you look at it, it's like for the Patriots, it's like, cool, Tom, he left, so he was out of his contract. But I'm saying he went to the other division way out the way. So it's like, I don't even have to see these guys probably. You know what I mean? I think that's something we got to keep in mind. I think that the NFC, to start to break it down, I think it could be an NFC move, right? I would hope and pray to every God if Drew Brees is retired. Did he retire? I don't know. I would hope and pray that he does go.
Yes, but he's going to.
He's going to. Okay, I would hope he does not go to the Saints. I would no longer be a Deshaun fan. There's so many dope landing spots, and I can't wait for free agency. Free agency is kind of like we get this break from football, and then free agency comes, and I think it's going to be every year we say I think it's going to be like the most interesting free agency ever with trades and this and that and that and the third. But I will say that don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if don't be surprised if he doesn't leave. I think he's going to leave. But you got to understand, I don't think they're going to make it that. They're not going to make it that. It's not going to be like the J.J. Watt situation where it's like, all right, well, your best years might be behind you. Walk. You know what I'm saying? They're heavily invested into Deshaun Watson. But I knew that team was going to fall apart. You don't take Jerry Rice from Joe Montana. Like the DeAndre Hopkins shit made no sense. So everybody should have lost their job. Like it only made sense. They're like, hey, you got to lose your job. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that was.
That's you know what I'm saying? It's counterproductive. It's almost like laying down the season. Like, you don't get rid of DeAndre Hopkins. You got the perfect. That's done. Now you can work on defense and a running back and an offensive line and all that shit, but that's done. You got a wide receiver number one. And with Will Fuller and them, like you you're good. And you can catch a straggler maybe in the draft, 4th, 5th round, wide receiver slot, all this, and you can figure it out. Your wide receiver core and your quarterback are good. You need the offensive line and the defense. Now you got to start over.
They got to start
with Carson Wentz. I'm just playing.
They can take it for damn sure. Have Wentz. They can take it. They can take it for damn sure. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But as you mentioned, a lot of big names could be on the block. Carson Wentz being one. Odell Beckham Jr. We might hear his name. We've already seen Matthew Stafford traded. We don't know what happened with Drew.
They got to figure Dak out.
Gotta figure Dak out. He could be on the move. So this may be the most interesting offseason in NFL history. Shifting to the NBA, we saw a big deal take place back in Houston. As James Harden was able to get his way out of Texas, and he's now a member of the Brooklyn Nets. We've seen about 8 or 9 games where Kyrie Irving, KD, and Harden have played together. There's been a lot of games where one piece was missing or 2 pieces were missing. What are your thoughts on this new look Brooklyn Nets team? We see the offensive firepower in which they can have. And who do you see in the NBA Finals this upcoming season?
Well, it's scary, man. The net situation is scary. It got in jail though. You know that first what was it, the first year of the Lakers? Like it looked good. It looked great on paper, but it still got in jail. I feel like the flow is not all the way there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Kyrie. When I first saw it, I was like, whoa, we're like, Kyrie wants the ball. Harden wants the ball. Kevin Durant, not so much. He wants to get his shots. You know what I'm saying? But who's going to be? So I think that by seniority, it's kind of like, all right, Kyrie can get the ball. But, Harden wants the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it has to gel. Now, when it does gel, and then they got a pretty solid bench too now, which it's scary. Early prediction, I hate this prediction because I just, me, I put my money against LeBron. That's what keeps it fun for me, man. Man, and like Luka and them ain't what they was last year. So far, you know what I mean? Steph Curry's playing lights out, but with no Klay Thompson, it's just
lights out.
MVP-ish, man. It's gonna be hard for the Lakers not to do it in the West.
Okay. Now, is that pending on the health of Anthony Davis? Because as we know, he's missing
3 weeks, right?
He's missing some time, and it could be longer.
Anthony Davis always hurt, bro. Like, what's new? Like, he's always. Am I right or wrong? Like,
he's that's what I think his biggest problem is because he's always hurt.
He's always hurt. Like he plays through it pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like, even at the trajectory of what their record is now, if they sat him down to the playoffs and to make him healthy, then I don't really worry about that. But I just don't know if the Clippers can take them down. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what that Clippers looks like. They just changed coaches. Lakers, and I'm gonna stay away from that East, man. I don't want to say the Nets. It's just not clear to me. It's too early, man. It's so early. I feel like basketball really starts and they start hooping after the All-Star break. Whatever that entails this year is a little weird. But I feel like that's when you start to see them. They put on the gas. And we've seen so many teams do well before the All-Star break and then after fall apart and vice versa. Like I still don't understand the Milwaukee Bucks situation last year. I still don't get it. Like I paid my cash app, I paid my bet, but I don't get it. Like what happened? What happened? Like nobody, I can't add. Like what happened? It should be the Bucks and the Lakers. It should. They just gave that man that max out, but I just don't believe in them. I'm burnt.
I think I'm on that train with you as well. Like I'm a big Giannis fan. I like the growth, but he's kind of getting stagnant. He's got to take his game to another level for them to become champions. Because he like you said, he can't even get out the damn East. This shit is embarrassing. Like
they got to get that man some help. It's very important to have an amazing dynamic. You got to have that bench. So when you need that 5-6 minutes or whatever it is to get that heart rate down, you got to have somebody that won't turn a 7-point lead into a 10-point deficit. That's important. And I think that's why everybody was like, why is LeBron going to get this person? That's because he's putting together the B team. And he's planning for injuries. He has depth. See what I'm saying? So that was always been my new Hawks, the new face Hawks, I like what they're doing and what they got going, positive trajectory. But it was like, yo, we'll just give Joe Johnson all the money and the rest of the team will just be shit. Like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just tough. So it's gonna be hard for the Lakers not to be there. Oh, I like watching Luka, bro. I just like watching them play basketball. Like it's like I like watching Dirk play. And I was like, I don't even watch the Mavericks for a while. I'm like, no, you need to check out Luka. I'm like, who? Nigga, that's Dirk. Like, nah, this Luka. I like watching him play basketball. He's here. He's everywhere. Like, I like watching homie. But I don't think he got the team to, even what they did last year, they overachieved, in my opinion.
No, that's well said. Luka's a great player. He's been a pro since he was 14. So as you say, he damn sure he got that IQ because he's been playing pro ball shit for about the past 6-7 years. Again, Terrell Thomas, TheseUrbanTimes, sitting down with one and only DJ Scream.
Hold up, I gotta ask you a question though. This is not your team or nothing, but what the hell's going on with the Celtics, man?
And it's funny, the Celtics play the Hawks this evening. I'm wondering, is it a situation with them where they haven't found a way to gel? I thought the addition of Kemba Walker was going to kind of put them over the top in the East. Kemba's been hurt. He's been having knee injuries here and there. Then they've had a COVID spell. Jason Tatum had COVID, missed a few weeks, and he was talking about earlier in this week how he's still trying to get his win together, how it's still difficult running up and down the court. And I'm also wondering, are they starting to kind of tone out Brad Stevens? You know, about 3 years ago,
he might not make it.
Folks is ready to put him in the coaching Hall of Fame 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We just haven't, from the Gordon Hayward, and then Hayward leaving, then Kyrie leaving, now getting Kemba. I haven't seen it. See a lot of growth in Tatum's game. See a whole hell of a lot of growth in Jaylen Brown's game.
Brown for sure.
But it's collectively, them cats haven't been able to get it together. So I don't know what the biggest problem in Boston is, but hey, if they can keep having problems, I ain't mad at them.
You're right. They got enough rings.
They got it important enough. Yeah. Before I let you go, I want to find out not necessarily your top 5 favorite players, but this season, and you even in the bubble. So I'll say that's the 2020-21 seasons. Who have been the top 5 performers in what you've seen?
In a particular order or no particular order?
No particular order.
You mean this season, or you talking about last season in the bubble? My bad. I ain't missed.
No, from this season, but it could be a continuation thing, like you saw Luka balling in the bubble, and he's continuing and whatnot.
Well, you always have to salute Steph Curry because, like I said, it's history being made, and it's history being made. You know, I talk my shit, and it's a Twitter war. I talk my LeBron shit, but I mean, what LeBron did last year, you know what I'm saying, given the circumstances and making those clutch shots, you know what I'm saying, kind of getting that dog mentality. You got to salute Bron. I think Luka, like I said, is special. Like Luka's special, man. Like Luka's different. I'm just saying I'm not saying he's number 1, but I'm just saying he's special. Let's leave it there. Who got MVP last year?
No, Giannis, back-to-back MVP.
Giannis. I gotta put Giannis there, but you know, coming from 90s, I would say 90s basketball, like I'm just always gonna give more credit to the dog, the animal. Like, you gotta finish that game, man. Or you gotta do the Tom Brady and tear the sidelines up because y'all losing. Like, I just like that passion, but I don't want to take anything from Giannis. You know what I'm saying? This is tough because you said 5 and there's so many other people. I love Kawhi.
You can give us a 6-man then. You can give us 5 in an honorable mention, a 6-man.
Well, Kawhi, both sides of the court. I also like players that can play defense. It's a lot of motherfuckers that can hoop, but they can't play defense, right? Thanks. So because both sides of the court, I got to respect that, even though he had the greatest playoffs last year. And damn, man, it's tough. I got 2 names. One part of me wants to salute it to KD, but he's been gone, and I feel like we got to give him a whole season just to make sure he can come back. One part of me wants to give it to Trae Young because he you know what I'm saying, he's been solid, but you know, we need to see a consistent Trae Young. But that's tough, man. That's real tough.
KD is looking good. I got him. Steph has been playing like an MVP, but his the win-loss record won't show that. But outside of that, Durant's been the MVP in my eyes.
I think I got to give it to KD. You know what I'm saying? I think I got to give it to KD because again, these are players that I feel like have changed the. I like players. They kind of changed the way that basketball is going. Like they changed the scope of it. Like, you know, you got to work on your shot now. You have to. You know what I'm saying? And you got to work on your half-court defense. Thanks to Steph. It takes to like you got. It's different now. Like it's not. I don't know if you watch. Like I watch old games, and especially after the Last Dance, I watched a lot of old classic games. I was like, this was a different game. It used to be a post-up game. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your post-up. Can you post up? Can you back them down? And you go for the paint? Man, the paint is for the rebound now. I mean, you see people post up, but tell me last time you see somebody post somebody up.
It's rare. You got the Joker, the cat in Denver.
For sure.
Yeah. He still kind of keeps it going. And Embiid's the cat that'll work.
Embiid, yeah.
But it's about them two.
Like, yeah, exactly. Other than that, you see the centers and the power forwards taking threes. Like I saw Porzingis 3-point. I'm like, what is
that's his game? The unicorn. He's pulling for sure.
Yeah. So, but I love it, man. I'm glad that I'm just so happy that albeit it's still a little weird without the fans, but I'm just glad that they're playing ball, they're doing what they love. Hopefully we get back to the normalcy of it all. But I'm just glad that we got some basketball, we got some football. You know what I'm saying? And the players is having fun because it was a little depressing without sports for a while, man. Like.
Those are big facts.
We had the versus battles. That was the sports. Real shit. Like versus battles was sports for a second. I'm like, man, put a little like dub up with you. So and so gonna win this versus tonight. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it was. And watching other football players play Madden, it was weird for a second. You know what I mean? So that's what that is, man. I'm just happy that everybody's playing it. I look forward. Football ended. It ended the way it ended. I think we should have all predicted that. We didn't. We all had our different predictions, but I think we overthought it. That's why I don't want to overthink basketball.
Okay. I respect that. I damn sure respect that. Scream, I'm so grateful for your time today, good sir.
Anytime, my brother. Anytime. And blessings to you, man. I'm so proud of you, man. Like, your content is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on your way. You already know that, though. You know that from the text messages and the calls, man. You're on your way. Stay focused.
I am.
I can't wait to that big celebration for your big situation. It's coming soon.
I pray so, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate all that you've done to assist. Like, those things go without saying. Like, it means the world. It means the world to me, good sir. Please let our audience know how they can check out some upcoming episodes of Big Facts, where they can check out some previous episodes, and how they can stay in tune with all the dope things you have going on as well.
Yeah, man. We got websites for most things. BigFactsPod.com. You can see the YouTube videos. You can hear the audio if you prefer it that way. Of course, the Screen TV YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? You can still get some Big Facts content there. You get the freestyle. Shouts to Benny the Butcher, Keem Ali, Erica Banks. I can't give out all the names that's coming, but boy, we got some names coming, right?
Okay.
You can tap into the Hood Rich Radio on this Screen TV, and just the Instagram. I'm gonna let you know what's going on if you just tap into the socials.
Much love, man. We'll be in contact with you in a few. Stay safe out here. Stay blessed.
All right, salute, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks, dog.